Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm here with another board game review of Azul Summer Pavilion, and I'm going to tell you that why you should play this game. Azul Summer Pavilion is the third in the line of Azul series. Azul is a very famous series now for abstract games, and these are made famous because of the chunky components, baked like tiles that come in these games. But the beautiful components is not just the unique part of these games, it's actually the gameplay as well, which enhances these games on the rank that they are considered as a household name. Wherever you know about hobby board games, then Azul name is famous for that. Azul Summer Pavilion is the third one in the series. So in this review, I'm going to tell you quickly, not in detail, the rules of the game, as well as some of the differences from the first base game of Azul, that what kind of differences you are going to find, and maybe which version might be better for you, whether you want to go for Azul, the base game, which is considered as the standard for any new board game enthusiast who wants to get into the hobby, or you, if you want to directly jump into this one, you don't have to actually have played the previous two parts as well. So let's get into this Azul Summer Pavilion game and tell you what you can expect. Now, this time you are laying the tiles for the pavilion itself. This time it's going to be these kind of rhombus or diamond shaped tiles, which you are going to be placing on these kind of pads. And each player is going to get these kind of mats. Of course, just like with other Azuls as well, the back side of these are going to present the colorless, which is for the more advanced version, where you can make your own pattern based on what you feel right. But I do think this one is more fun version and more constructed version as well. So let's see how this one works. So the first part of any Azul game is always going to be the drafting phase. There are different factories at which the tiles are available, but whenever you pick some tiles, you will only be picking a tile of a certain color, and all of the remaining color tiles will go to the discard pile. So for example, if I decide I want to pick up yellow tiles, I'll pick up yellow tiles from this. They will not directly go onto my board, unlike previous Azul games where or the base Azul game, where there was a specific area where you would put your tiles. In this one, you would just collect them, and whatever is remaining on that particular factory will go to one common discard pile area. Then the other player will go, he will pick something, and everything else will go to the discard pile. So let's set the other player up as well. So let's say this was the other player. Let me read this box here. So if they decided, the other thing that's going to happen when drafting this is, you have to look at, this is going to be your main scoring board, but other than the main scoring board, it has few other bonus features as well as the round functions and the score tracker, which is on this mat as well. So the first round, what it is going to show is different tiles in each of the round. The game is going to proceed for 6 rounds only, and in each of the round, one tile is specifically marked as a wild color. So purple for the first round is marked as a wild color, which means that, for example, if the player decides that he wants to pick up something from here, let's say he decides to pick up a red tile, there is no other red, so he will pick up only one tile. But if there is any wild color available on this, he will pick up that tile as well for free, and the other tiles will go to the discard area. And that's how the vibe works. Again, the round will come back to me. I will pick one up. Let's say I was trying to collect more yellows. I'll still pick up yellow, but since there was a wild also, so I will pick that one as well, and the remaining will go. And the rounds in this way will keep on going. That players will keep on picking up whatever they need, and the remaining things will keep on going to the discard pile. At one point, somebody can pick up from the discard pile as well, because all of these tiles need to be finished before we proceed to the phase 2. So for example, now it is my turn. I'm looking that I can pick up from here or from here. If I decide that I want to pick up, there are two green here and I do want to pick up these two greens. If I was the first one to pick up, then there is this special white color tile with the number 1 on it that I was the first player to pick up from the discarded tiles pile. What this will make me do is that this will make me the first player for the next round, but this also contributes towards -1 point right now if I pick up. So the first person to pick up from here gets a -1 point, but he does become the first player to pick up from one of these tile factories for the next round. So even though I was the first player in this round, even by picking this up, I'm securing my position as the first player for the next round as well. But on the score tracker, I will have to subtract, and maybe I wanted to pick two orange. Maybe that's what I want to do. And then this player will go. Now he has more ease of picking up from here as well, because the negative point tile is gone. And he decides to pick up two blue. Now I get to pick up, maybe I pick up a yellow and a white from here. And these go to discard again. And this time this player picks up three green, leaving less options for me. Maybe I pick up a yellow, this guy picks up a red, and I'm left with a blue. And this is how the first phase will go off. Each player will end up having few of the tiles with them. And now the second phase will begin, where you will be putting these tiles or planting these tiles on your board. How this plantation or how these laying tiles work is that there are numbers on these boards for each of the diamond shape that's shown here. So for example, if I want to put yellow tiles, there are different numbers shown here from 1 to 6. So if I want to put a number 1 tile here, so this should be enough. But if I want to put this tile on a number 2 space, then I need to discard 2 tiles to put 1 tile here. If I need to put on a number 6 space, I need to discard 6 of the yellow tiles, and one of those tiles will come here and rest will be discarded. And that's why collecting a lot of the same color is going to be important. So for example, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles with me. So maybe in future I do think that it will be difficult for me to collect these many yellow tiles. So maybe I will discard all of these back in this tower of whatever area we have, and that will let me put one of these tiles on the number 5 area, and that's how a single tile gets placed. For 2 purple, I can again choose to put it on number 1, or I can put it on number 2 by discarding one more tile from my hand. And this will be done simultaneously, both the players, and as soon as you plant a tile, you will be getting scoring at that time. So right now, this is a lonely tile that gets placed, which gives me 1 score. For another tile, I'll get 1 score. Just like in the base game of Azul, if you place a tile next to an existing tile, you will get score for all the adjacent tiles as well. So if you are placing it next to an existing tile, you would have got 2 score. If there are 3 or 4 tiles already there, then you will get 4 score. And that's how the scoring system works. So you want to concentrate on, so if I've started already using purple or yellow, then maybe I want to continue with that. The other thing that I could have done is, let me take my purple back. That if you remember, purple is the white color this turn. So I can use purple as any color that I want as well. Which means, let me take the yellows back as well. Which means that I have 5 yellows. One of the things I can do is that I use 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows, 5 and 6. So I can use these as yellow tiles or any color of tiles as well. So I have just completed 6 yellow tiles. The white color can be considered as any color that you want, which will let me put the yellow color on the 6th place rather than the 5th place, which will give me 1 point. But then using this single yellow tile, I can put it on 1, and since I placed it adjacent to a 6 number tile or 6 number space, now these two tiles are adjacent, so I get 2 points. So previously my total cumulative score by placing two separate tiles was 2, but now I still placed two tiles, but my now score is 3 because I placed them adjacent to each other, and that's what you want to do in this game basically. Maybe here I will get 1, and for here I will have to put it on number 1 position, and that's how the first round goes. Another thing that I could have done is that if I don't want to place this immediately, there are these 4 corners as well, which can act as a reserve. So you can have a maximum of 4 tiles as a reserve. So maybe you want to have better pairs collected for the next round, and maybe put it as a reserve because you are planning something for the future round, and you can put it as a reserve to use it later. That's another thing. Another thing that can be done by any player is there is a flower in the flower pattern in the center as well, and this has no color. So this pattern is considered as wild as well. So you can place any colored tile on this one by discarding again the number of tiles which is written by the number here. So these numbers are written here. So for example, if this player wanted to place on the 2 here, he's going to discard 2 tiles, place one of them here, and he doesn't have to follow the colors. Similarly for green, he's discarding 3 green and putting it here. So by first tile he will get 1 point. For this one he will get 2, so total 3 points. And right now he has more score than me, and still a lot more tiles still pending, and these are wild, so maybe he can use these 2 red and 2 wild to be considered as a 4, and he can put this on a 4, discard these, so now it's 3 points, 1 2 3, and this single one can come here, and this will give 4 additional points, 1 2 3 4. So the center one, you can see the point difference that happened by placing a lot of adjacent tiles. By using the flower pattern in the center, because he didn't have to follow any kind of color rules, he made a lot of points. So there are different strategies that can be used in this one, because right now he might have done it, but in future rounds this might not be viable because he has blocked most of his central areas, whereas the outer areas are still pending. But for me, the central area is still empty and gives me more flexibility in the future rounds. Plus, we still have not talked about combos, because this game is combo fantastic. So in future rounds, once this round is over, and that's where this, with the combos, this central flower on the scoreboard will come into play as well. You'll be putting your hand in this chunky, hear this lovely sound. You'll be putting your hand in these chunky bakelite tiles, putting randomly 4 on each of them. Oh, such a lucky one. Green. And guess what? The second round is green is wild. And remember, this player, was the first one. So he can pick up all of these wild tiles to begin with. Such a lucky turn. This player might be seeing that, okay, red is right now a lot in the market, so maybe I want to start investing in the red, because there are no more wild colors left, so he has no other incentive left. So maybe he wants to start picking up, and this one is now here. Start picking up red. I see he's picking up red, so maybe I want to deny him by picking up more red from here myself. Or I do want to complete my yellows, but picking up one yellow or three orange, that's a difficult decision. Maybe I want the yellows to be discarded here and then pick them up. So maybe I will pick up these three orange and then do this. And accordingly, these things will go. Now, let me jump to the combos, because again, I can keep playing and keep having fun even with myself in this game. But the real part of strategy is also going to come also with the combos that are available in this game. Now, those combos are available. Let me take another boat. Based upon three features that are also on this board. There are these pillars, so it's a top view of a pavilion. There are these pillars, statues, and windows at the very end. And these are in that order of difficulty. The pillars are very easy to cover, because you can put any two random tiles here. This person is already put two tiles here, so he just needs to cover these two and his pillar will be covered. He needs to put two tiles here, this pillar will be covered. He needs to put two tiles here, another pillar will be covered. As soon as you completely surround one of the features, you have done the tiling of one of the features, then you get a bonus tiles, and that's the rate given here on the score tracker. So if you complete a pillar, you get one additional tile of your choice from here. Let's say he was able to complete those tiles in this turn, in the second round. So he will see that, okay, I have completed. Let's say he was able to complete these two and our pillar was completely covered. He'll get one additional tile, and now he gets to pick up which tile he wants to pick up. Maybe he picks up a white, maybe he picks up a red. That's up to the player. And that's how he got an additional tile within this round to place it again. And now maybe he can use this as a wild to place it again and discard this and get additional score as well. So that's the first feature, which is the pillars. The other one, slightly more difficult or medium level difficulty, is going to be the statues, which are between two different colors. If you complete the statues, you will be able to pick up two tiles of your choice from this one. Whoever completes that statue first gets to pick those. The windows are the most difficult, even though you have to cover them with just two tiles. But these two tiles in each of the flower are between number 5 and number 6. So you need an approximately 11 tiles to actually complete this window. But once you are done, I'm very close. I'm already at 6. I just need 5. So maybe next time somebody discarded these tiles. Here somebody picked this up. I was able to pick up yellow again. So I have 2 here, 3, 4, 5, because remember green are yellow, are wild, so in this round. So I can use them to complete my 5 flowers, which will not only give me 3 points for completing this, but now my window location is also covered, which means I get to pick up 3 tiles from here. So maybe I'm picking 1 and orange I'm trying to complete, and previously I picked up a blue, so I need blue as well this time around, because when these, he will pick up red and I will pick up all the blues, and whatever was in my reserve will also come to me, and now I have much more options available to me to complete my tiles. And what I will always try to do is try to complete more adjacent tiles, try to encircle these additional features, which will help me get additional tiles, and within the same turn getting more tiles means getting to complete more, getting to score more, and you will see these scores piling up. And that's a really satisfying feel when you complete these things. Plus, that's not all. If you are able to complete one of these flowers for the first time, any colored flower you complete it, you will be able to claim its additional points as well. So there are additional points given on the board. If you complete a yellow flower, you will get additional 16 points. But whoever claims this reward first, only he is the one who gets it. The second player who completes that doesn't get anything. And in this way, the game will continue. If your bag ever runs out, you will be taking all the discarded tiles that were collected here and putting them back in your bag. And you will keep on doing until you reach the end. In the end, you will also be checking that how many similar numbered flower petals did you cover. So for example, were you able to cover all the number 3 petals in on your board? If you did, you will get additional points for that. Did you cover all the number 1 petals? And in this way, there are certain additional points if you covered specific number petals as well. So there are a lot of point giving opportunities in this one as compared to the base game of Azul. Now, that's the main differences as well as the concept of the game. It has a very satisfying feel, my opinion. It has a very satisfying feel when you are completing these, when you are completing features to get more combo tiles. When the round finishes, more tiles will be filled up here again, opening more options, opening more colors. Maybe you are trying to preserve colors which may be considered as wild for next round. So next round is going to be orange. So maybe orange I don't want to use right now, and I will preserve it here because next round they will become more precious because they will become white. I can still use them as orange if I want, but in the next round I can use them as any other color as I want as well. And that will help me complete my features, complete my flowers to get me the points. Oh, you will be getting points from here and there. Your initial points will be, oh, 1, oh, 2. But then you will be getting, oh, 7 points from here, 3 points from here, 4 points from here. And you will be getting that full satisfaction that you really want. It's a lovely game. The pieces are super delightful to hold. These are colorblind friendly as well because some of these which are closer in color have a pattern. So for example, the yellow, the orange and the red. So since these can be considered as closer to each other, the middle one has a pattern on it to give it a differentiating look so that even the colorblind people can easily play. The blue and green also have different patterns on them so that you can differentiate between them. Because people have problem of differentiating between blue and purple. So purple is without a pattern, but the blue one has a pattern. So it's from that point of view a friendly game as well. You can easily see what everyone is doing. You can easily see what strategies are available to me. It's a super fun game. Now, question comes, which one would I recommend from the Azul game? I'm just comparing the base game and the Summer Pavilion. I'm not comparing the middle one because again the middle one was a slightly different thing, and many people have the base game or want the base game because that's considered as a staple in the board game hobby. And I will say that Azul 1 or the base Azul game without any subtitle is still holding its own value. These games do share some of the mechanics that, for example, there is a drafting phase and a tile laying phase, but other than that, these games are different. They give a different feel. There were no combos in the original game. There were no reservations in the original game. So it has enough differences from the original game to stand on its own legs. If you like that combo feel, if you like a little bit of more gameriness in your game, then Summer Pavilion is going to be a better game. Azul, in my opinion, the base game, is a more strict drafting game because you can deny people because of its nature of the drafting phase. Its drafting phase is more constructive as well because here if I pick up tiles, all of those tiles come here. I don't have any negative, but in Azul base game, even by picking up tiles which are more than what you require, you used to get negative points for those. So it's very constructive in that. So if you have people who easily get frustrated or who don't like negative things in your life, who don't like hate drafting in your game or hate drafting being done against them, then don't get the base Azul game because base game Azul, and I love to it for those things because especially in a 2-player game, oh, it's very cutthroat. So this game is more relaxing. If you don't want a cutthroat game, get Azul Summer Pavilion. But if you want a really cutthroat game which works better for lower player count, then Azul base game is better. For higher play count and less cutthroat nature, more relaxed nature, and more combo points, making you on top of the clouds nature, Summer Pavilion is better. So hopefully I was able to explain with a lot of verbs and adjectives that what feelings are going to be there when you play this game and which one is going to be better for you. Even though I do think, even in my collection, I keep both the Azuls, and in everyone's collection, I do think there is space for both. But it's up to you. Which one do you go for? So hopefully this review was useful for you. If you have any questions or if you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave any comment for any further questions. That's it for me. Happy gaming!